to another amazing night with yours truly, Sylvia Camille. Did you all have a beautiful week? Because I did. And it was a lot of crazy things going on. And normally, and I give you a word of the week. But guys, I have to be honest. It was so much stuff going on in the news. I was like all over the place. My emotions were everywhere. Like the first day I was surprised and shocked. Then the second day I was angry. So guess what? My special guest today is going to help me with the word of the week. So let me go ahead and pull him in so you guys can meet him. Hey, Phylle.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Guys, this is Phylle. He is our special guest, and we have so much to talk about. And guess what, y'all? We're gonna watch something that's his latest and his worthy experience. So we got a lot of stuff. We're gonna have fun tonight. So our special guest, okay, is gonna help me with first the word of the week. So
yes.
It's all
So the word of the week is ambivalence. And ambivalence is basically that space that you occupy when you are you want to make a change, but you're afraid to make a change. So you're kind of like in limbo. So it's like the need for change, but you don't make the change because of whatever the reason is, whether it's fear, whether you're stuck in that spot. So you're basically ambivalent about the choice.
Ambivalent. That's an excellent word because last week's word was new beginnings, and this is a new year, 2021. So nobody needs to be stuck, Phil.
Exactly.
Nobody needs to be stuck.
Move forward.
And before at 4:00 today, guys, I have to share this with you too, Phil. That I was on a Zoom call with my line sisters, and we had our virtual visual board. Okay, so say my word of the week again.
Ambivalence.
I am not doing that, okay? Because I've already created my vision board, and if y'all have it, go ahead and get started, okay? Because it's new beginnings, and we are not gonna be stuck because we are afraid of fear, or we are afraid of the unknown. We don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, excellent word! I love it, guys. I know you like that. We won't have that word. So let me tell y'all about Phylle. He is a Grammy-nominated consideration artist. He has a style of his own, which can be described as diversified. He has some stats, y'all. 21,000 monthly listeners of Spotify. He has 3 albums, 4.07 YouTube subscribers, 1,000. The Worthy Experience, what he just released a month ago, has already had over 10,000 views. Now that's amazing in 1 month, in 30 days. He's on Apple Music, Instagram, over 20,000 followers, and you can purchase his music on Amazon. So who is Phylle World?
Me.
Handsome you. Handsome you. Yes, we see that.
I would say I think of myself as an entertainer with a heart. And I say that because I think my art that I do is based in advocacy, if that makes sense. A lot of the work I do is to educate people about first of all, LGBTQ plus people from my perspective, because I don't represent all by any means. Same way I'm Black, I don't represent every Black person. So being a part of that community, I don't represent every person in that community, but I try to use my art to bring awareness and educate people, if that makes sense.
It does, to see the other side of you. Now, since you are, that wasn't gonna be the first question, but
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I love it. We're going straight with it. So, as being a member of the LGBT community, what challenges have you happened in your life, especially in this industry?
You
passed all the challenges.
Thank you.
All the stats. So.
I mean, I think it's always a challenge of overcoming my own fears of rejection. That's always one. being authentic is important to me, never hiding. And that's something in the beginning where people always wanted me to hide who I was authentically, because it might not be accepted, or, in the Black community, we don't really get it, we can't really get with that. And,
what? No, hell, I know. Okay.
So, I mean, those were some of the challenges. And I think when internalizing those type of things, they can cause deeper issues within, and start people like self-destruction or self-hate, the way you see yourself. When people don't accept you, it can make you think you're not worthy to be loved. You're not worthy of success as who you are. So you have to be somebody else. And that's kind of where worthy comes in.
I can't wait. We're going to share 10 minutes of worthy later on, because it's 20 minutes long, you guys, and you have to go to his YouTube channel to see the entire footage of worthy. But I thoroughly enjoyed it because I have some specific questions about the different chapters of worthy. So we're going to talk about that. But let's go back, okay? What drew you into the music industry? At what age? Were you in school? Were you in chorus? How did you get into music?
Initially, well, my background, my grandfather was a bishop. So being in church, often a lot of music is always around. When I was about 11, my aunt sat me down and taught me how to write songs. But I was writing before. I'm an introverted person, so yes. I was very shy. Growing up, I was very shy. I just could not express myself verbally, so I would just write my feelings down in a notebook. And around 11, she taught me how to format songs. So that's when I started just writing songs and singing them around the house. And once I hit high school,
a long time. That's good.
Yeah. Once I hit high school, I started performing. I was dancing in high school, and then that kind of led to performing for myself. So.
Okay, Phylle, are you originally from Atlanta?
No, I moved here from Virginia. I went to high school in Virginia. I was born in Pennsylvania, but then my family moved to Virginia, and then I moved here to Atlanta.
Okay, all right. So well, I think your aunt inspired you. I think I have the answer to this question. Who inspired you to write music? Your aunt.
Yes. And Aaliyah. You probably can see in my background, or maybe you can't.
I think I saw that yesterday. I thought that was
right there at the top. That's the 17 magazine that she was on the cover. I had that since I was like young, but because I was obsessed with her because she represented authenticity in music. Like she was always herself. She never tried to fit into a lane that was created. She created her own lane, which that to me was like awe-inspiring,
I saw that yesterday, and then I was like, oh no, wait. Okay, but who else has inspired you? Like who's like right now? What artists have inspired you?
Right now, I think there's so many amazing artists doing different things. But what I listen to the most, I would say I listen to old school music. I listen to like Sam Cooke. My dad and my uncles used to listen to Sam Cooke. So I listen to Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye. Let's see. It's so many new artists. I can't think of Jasmine Sullivan. I just downloaded Jasmine Sullivan's new album. I'm digging that a lot. I listen to a lot of Chris Brown. He's awesome. It's so many people.
That's good. So it's almost like any music that you hear, because let's talk about your style of writing and the style. You're R&B artist, right?
Yeah, well, I try to do my own thing. I listen to different music, but I don't think my sound is like any particular person. Maybe little pieces pull from different places and kind of combine together to make my own sound.
To make your own sound. So we're not gonna put you in one box. We're not gonna put you
Right. I mean, I would say it's like the album Worthy is like healing soul R&B, because it's not your typical R&B that's out right now.
But I like that healing and soul R&B. I like that. All
We
right,
need some healing right now in our.
oh, we definitely need some healing. All right, let's talk about more. Let's dig deep into your creative process.
Okay.
Journaling. I told you I shared with you. I recently took a songwriting class from Brandon J at AGI, and I was just it is a process. I don't think people really appreciate how much work that goes into writing a song. And we hear the finished product on the radio. It's like, oh, that sounds good, but we don't know that the first verse may have been written 5 or 10 times.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to figure out how you're gonna do your bridge and hook, so you can make sure when people hear it, they're ready to go. So let's talk about what did you do for Worthy to get ready? Because I listen to Spotify.
So Worthy is different.
Real quick.
Okay.
Let's think about this song. I love you. Isn't that it? I love you.
Which one? Yes, I love you. I do love you. Yes,
I do love you. Okay,
yes.
let's talk about that. How you wrote that?
So that song particularly was the last song recorded for the project. It was the last day, and I wanted to do something. I really wanted to do something to dedicate to my mom. So I was like, I had an idea when I came in, and I was like, I want to try this. And then the producer was like, you know what? Let's just scrap everything. Just go with what you feel. And like literally in that session, I wrote it and recorded, and that was one of the only songs that I recorded straight through. Like I just recorded it, and then he was like, let's just go it straight through, and then you can come and do the background vocals behind what you've done.
It's beautiful.
Because he wanted it to be, it was more in the moment. It feels like it feels like praise and worship, and I didn't mean it to, but it kind of does. When I listen back to it, that's just where we were in the moment.
You're in a space. And so sometimes in writing, that's like you said, that's what happens. If you're in the moment, it comes. And then traditionally your process would you sit down and, like you say, in your journal, right?
Traditionally, that was my process, but this project was done totally different from anything I've done before. So what we did was every Friday for 3 months, we would go in the studio for 4 hours, and I brought in Trey Floyd, who writes plays, and then I brought in a friend of mine, John Moore, who he is like a guru of everything pop culture. And so I've never written with people before, so this was my first time, like on some of the songs, writing with other people. In 4 hours, the producer would make the track, we would write the song, and I would record it. Each song.
Because it's a story. Worthy Experience tells a story.
It does.
We're going to get there. I don't want to spoil it. I want to try to get through all like the traditional interview questions. But the story behind Worthy Experience, it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Everyone needs to see it, because we know everybody has their own story, and you are highlighting yours. But when I was watching it, I was like, oh, okay, it was making me self-reflect, on my purpose in life. So it let me know that I'm worthy for, it's profound. I like it. Well, you got to be good. It has over 10,000 views. Come on, and what did you tell me that stack? I didn't say you 7th on which chart now?
Oh, 7 on the iTunes chart. Yeah. The album debuted number 7 on the iTunes chart, which was a blessing, definitely. I'm so grateful. And the Worthy Experience, that was the first time that I've written and directed anything as far as cinema goes. I've acted in things before, but I've never actually written scripts and things of that nature. So this was my first time at it. And what you just said was really what was behind my thinking is like, if you can pull people into your story, then they'll reflect on their story. And it's really, that's what it's all about, is I want everybody to understand that they are worthy. Everything that you dream, everything, that you dream of love, success, all of those things, you are worthy of those things. Though the world sometimes may try to trick us and make us think that we aren't worthy by these things that we go through in life. You know, actors will come in and out of our lives. When you say scenes, it's just like your life is pretty much scenes, and you have different actors who play roles. And with any story, you know, you have to have an antagonist for it to be a story, for the story arc to work, you know. And that's the same thing with our lives. You have to understand the process, and really, that's why I say trust the process. It's worth the pain, you know. It's like
I wrote that down. I wrote that. I think that was like my favorite verse at the end. I wrote that. Oh, wait a minute, Phylle, you all in my brain.
Thank you.
Believe in yourself. Look, trust the process. It's on my piece of paper. Powerful. Okay, let's talk about this because you are a solo artist. Okay, if you could open up for any artist out there or collaborate with anybody, who would you want that to be with?
Everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, but that means you're gonna get somebody out of everybody.
One person that I could collaborate with. If I could open up, I think would really be dope. If I could open up for Maxwell, I feel like that would be amazing. I love Maxwell. I love his music. Him and Sade really have this really cool vibe, and just their music is so vibey. And that's kind of what I was wanting to do with this project. And I feel like that would be a perfect opportunity if I could open up for somebody like Maxwell. To work with, I really want to work with Phylle as a producer. I think what he does is amazing. That would be a blessing. But I would really I'm looking to work with anybody out here who thinks our sounds will be great.
Yeah. We're gonna put it out there in the atmosphere, okay?
Amen.
Hashtag and share this video with somebody who knows them. Okay. You just asked that. Yeah. How would you color? Okay. What is the best advice that you can give, okay, an artist, okay? And then what is the best advice someone has given you?
The best advice I could give another artist will be true to yourself. And I say that because but it's gonna sound weird because it's in one of the songs. So in the song Ready, it says it's all me, win or lose. And that's really what it's about. It's like, if I'm successful, it's me. If I lose, it's me. But if I lose and I'm being somebody that somebody else told me that I should be, that's painful. Because it's like, what if I would have been authentic to myself? How would that have been different? You know? And it's really hard to maintain a different person. You know, you hear about these artists, like even you talk about Pink or these successful artists who were stuck like almost in a cage in the beginning of their careers because they were being someone else that the labels told them to be. So they were truly unhappy in what they were doing. But, you know, they had to maintain this facade of like who, you know, and when I think about artists like I'm so hesitant about saying things about, but when you think about artists, even like Brandy, like she was America's sweetheart. And then when people saw that she was a real person, they kind of discarded her talent as if, you know, people make mistakes all the time. You know, we're human, but when you have this perfect image, it's hard for people to see you as a real person, you know.
I'm so happy you walking in your truth.
Thank you.
Like you said, so many people don't. And that's when, you know, things go differently. That's how people get on drugs, alcohol, you know, depression comes, you know, suicide attempts, because they're not living they're not walking in their truth. So that's,
and people don't realize how that really affects you, because it's like you can't be with the person you love because of your career. Like, think about that. If teaching, or singing, or being a doctor, you couldn't be a doctor because your husband, and you've dreamed of being a doctor all your life. So you have to choose between your husband or being a doctor that you've dreamed of. It doesn't seem fair to have to choose, right?
No,
It's like, but a lot of artists are making those choices, and they get to the other side and realize, like, the opportunity cost was greater than the gain.
I love it. Okay, what is your favorite song to perform?
My favorite songs to perform, I really love all of them, but it's between Ambivalence and Worthy. I would say Worthy is one of my favorite, because it just even sometimes I become emotional just thinking about, like, as I'm singing the words, hearing them, and like what it means for me and other people. I think about my younger self a lot in the things that I do, and that makes it special for me.
You have a underlining like spiritual, like you could. Have you ever thought about being in the ministry?
uh, it's so many people say that.
All those books you read, I know you can philosophize.
So many people say that. I really think my purpose is to help people and heal. And however I'm used to do that, if I can be a vessel, I am willing to be that vessel. However my creator chooses to use me to help others.
Music is your healing process.
Yes. I think entertainment touches people's hearts. There's just like different chords and sounds strike different emotions. It invokes feelings inside of you, and that's not a mistake. That's not a coincidence that you can hear a song and it can take you back to a time or a moment in time, or it can make you feel happy. It can make you feel sad. It can pick you up. It can make you cry just off of you being in a room alone, listening to the words and the chords being played, and the instrumentation, those vibrations. Like, energy is a real thing, and sound waves affects people's auras, hearts, whatever you want to call it.
When you were describing it, I don't know if you saw this. Do you remember when Michael Jackson was on an award show, and everybody was so surprised because the way he was performing? I don't know what he was doing there, when he got on his toes or something. And I said, Michael got the Holy Ghost. Because like, the spirit, and that's what you're talking about. People who are not artists, I don't think they understand that
they don't.
That the level of that drilling starts coming over your body. Because I remember one time singing a song, I threw a microphone. It is just powerful because it's a ministry, and then you're sharing your all, and that's what Worthy is doing. You have poured out your heart into Worthy, and I felt that.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. Where have you performed? Let's talk about that, because and let's go ahead and tell the guests, okay? Because we're gonna talk about another side, guys. I do know Phylle in another way. We were in a play together before Black Lives Matter. So, other than being a singer, he is a phenomenal actor.
Thank you so much.
And I was blessed to be in a project with him with Trey Floyd Productions before Black Lives Matter. Before Black Lives Matter, and let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you prepare and switch gears. Acting.
Okay. Well, I as an actor, I take that very seriously too. So I make sure, because I feel like the parts I choose to accept, I'm very careful about, because I believe there's a certain energy and different things you have to put into that. And I am grateful to have worked with you. Definitely a wonderful actress. So that was a blessing. I really take time away and really spend time with the script and kind of create the character in my mind and try to step outside of myself and become whoever that character may be, whether it's watching different, like in Before Black Lives Matter, I played the father of a teenager. And so I watched different dads, from, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to Family Matters, to these different father figures and how they kind of interacted with the family and how they led the family. And then I kind of take pieces from them and kind of create the character that I am becoming.
You do your character analysis and character development quite well. Quite well. Okay. All right. So going back, where have you performed, musically or the acting as well? Because I mean, hey, you're a triple threat because you can dance too.
Thank you. Thank you. I have had the honor of performing in some of the most amazing places. From performing down in Miami in historic theaters to in Virginia. In my early music days, I did do inspirational music, not gospel, but inspirational. So I had an opportunity to open for Hezekiah Walker in Virginia. And then with Love, Sex, and Marriage, that was a play that I was in. We did a 10-city tour, had 25 sold out shows, and I was singing and acting throughout the whole thing. So that was definitely a blessing. So that took me pretty much from DC to Miami to Mississippi, all over. So that definitely was a highlight in my career.
And you take a shot.
Every night before with Love, Sex, and Marriage, I was on stage pretty much from the beginning to the end. I was in every scene. So and then I had to change. So I had like really small parts. But every night before, I would be so nervous. Like I would be pacing back and forth. I would be so nervous. Like, what if I trip? What if they don't like it? What if? And I think that anxiety and energy just pushes me to that other realm that we talked about earlier, spiritually, where you have to move past the fear and doubt and just step out on faith. And every night that I went out on stage, I know it's faith, because the last thing we would pray as a group, but the last thing I would do before I go on stage is do my individual prayer. And that's where I will pray, to be a vessel. Just use me in the way with the gifts that you bless me with, and guide those gifts in the way you see fit. And it just kind of pushes me through when I come out.
You're doing an amazing job. If you could change anything in the industry, what would it be? What would you want to see differently?
Oh wow! If I could change anything in the industry.
Woo. I have one guess, royalties maybe. Wow, that would be something. Everybody.
That is something, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people sign to labels because you get an advance. And the reason you get an advance is because, so my album was number 7 on iTunes, but I won't see any of that money probably until like April, because the music industry pays in the rears. So like everything that is paid for in like the 4th quarter, you'll get paid for like the 2nd quarter of the following year. So it's like 3 months later. So that's why a lot of people sign to labels, because you can get the money up front, and then the label just takes the money when it comes in later.
Okay.
So it's like it's like a payday loan, basically. Your advance is a payday loan. And it's a payday loan for real, because like they hit you over the head. So you end up paying a lot more money out for things than you would have if you do it independently. But then you have to foot the cost or whatever. So I know that's another subject for another day. But that is,
yeah. If there is an artist listening, they're taking notes. You give us some good nuggets. Good nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay,
invest in yourself. That's something I would tell an artist to invest in yourself, because if you're not willing to invest in yourself, somebody else that's going to invest in you, you're going to be their product. And you don't want to be someone else's product, because that goes again with losing your authenticity, because it's their money. So they're going to say what you can do, what you can't do, where you can be, where you can't be, who you can sing with, who you can't sing with, because you're basically their employee at this point.
Right. So there are some benefits of being an independent artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just have to weigh the options. You know, the higher you go, the tables won't turn. All right, let's talk about the internet. How do you feel the internet has impacted the music business?
The internet has changed the music business totally. I think it's killed the shelf life of music. I think it has stifled creativity in some points. It's definitely spurred some creativity, but I feel like I think Beyonce said this a while ago. It's like now people just make singles; they don't make albums anymore. Yeah. So they don't take the time and the thought in you know, like before. It used to be an anticipation of build up for an album to come out, and then like you gonna go to the record store or the music store and buy the CD, or it's like you can listen to it before you can buy it, so you can get samples and stuff. You know, all of that has changed now with technology. You just don't get that, and I think sometimes people are overexposed.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it helps some people, but it hurts some people because, yeah, it just does. I'm not even gonna
leave it like that. Leave it like that. All right, this is an interesting question. Okay, if you were not the artist that you are right now, what career path do you think you would have chosen? What would you be doing?
Let's see. I might still choose this career path. I think I would be a politician. I feel like there is a need for new ideas and just a fresh outlook sometimes with government and things. Because with any position, when you spend too much time in one position, you can lose touch with the reason you started, you know. And that's easy to do because you get caught up in the different things that happen and you change over time. So I think it is healthy to have new blood. So if I wasn't being a creative, I would maybe run for office.
Oh, I think you could do that now. You can sit on a board somewhere.
Thank you. Who knows? It is 2021, so this isn't a
election. It's 2021, and we're not going to talk about the other side who's been in 4 years. We're not going to talk about that. So you know, if he can, you can too.
Well, I definitely don't want to be anything like that.
Nothing. But don't, you know, hey.
But people who are watching know that you showed up in 2020 to vote, but it's 2021, so your local elections are coming up. Your mayors, your city council people, you need to be involved because those people affect your life even more than, say, the president, because they make the laws that govern you locally. They decide where your local tax dollars go. They decide what happens on the highways and byways, your trash pickup, your city services, everything that happens in your everyday life. So make sure you show up and vote in November of 2021 as well.
Awesome. See that? Look at all those gifts God had pulled out of you. I love it. Okay, before we get ready to look at the worthy experience, 10 minutes of it. Okay. What is your favorite part about being in this what do you like most about being in the music industry?
What I like the most is the DMs or messages I get from people, especially young people who hear my music or see a video, and they'll DM me and say, "Thank you so much. It helps me see a different way, or it helps me think, it's a possibility for me." And being able to give someone hope is more than I could have asked for with sharing my stories and my feelings and my emotions. If I can help somebody see a way out, with the suicide rate and different things that happen with LGBTQ youth, it's very disheartening. And about what is it, like 45% of homeless youth are LGBTQ plus youth, and they make up only 16% of youth. So you think about that, that's disproportionate when you think about those numbers of young people disenfranchised and being mistreated and put out on the streets because of who they are, essentially. So if I can help ease that burden, if I can help bring their parents to the middle to just be able to see their child and not what the world is going to think or what their friends are going to think, or all of those things. It's like, how can you say
that you don't love them? I mean, we know.
You've never
seen here in my house.
You've never seen Jesus' face, but you can say you love him. But you can look at a child that came from you as a gift from God, and you don't love that.
Somebody need to hear that again, Phylle.
I'm just saying, you can, and I'll say it again. You can say you love Jesus, someone you've never seen, but you will turn around and not love your child that came from you, that was a gift from God to you, that you don't love. I just, that's hard to understand. I don't quite get that one.
The word, the experience is going to help the person, whoever is listening to your interview. They're going to wake up.
I pray. And it's all in love. It's not in judgment. It's in love, because everybody's on a spectrum. So, just because you felt a certain way at one time, it doesn't mean you can't change your heart and your mind.
I love it. Well, I'm getting ready to introduce the word, the experience. What better way? Now, I have to put my glasses because I have to get ready to the screen. So, this is awesome, guys. We're going to watch the word, the experience. 10 minutes of it is 20 minutes long, but I mean, you're going to love this.
It's not determined by anyone else. It's not taken, nor is it given. More valuable than anything else. Don't forget it. Don't release it. Don't let anyone take it away. It's yours. See it love. See it proud. Don't let anyone take it away. It's yours. Just hear me when I say everything will be okay. Follow that mission, eyes on the vision, believe in yourself through all of the pain. Trust the process, it's worth the game. To get to the sunshine, you'll be ready. You're worthy, you're worthy. I've moved the earth and sea, just to fail and try again. I climb the highest mountain if I get the time to spend. Learning, growing, getting up deeper, understanding, knowing. Time waits for no one, can't let no one stop me. I'll take the risk, I'll risk it all. Take the fall. After all, my dreams depend on me. I'll take the risk, I'll risk it all. Take the fall. After all, my dreams depend on me. You are my wildest dream. You are the dream.
What have I told you about playing this damn music? Up here dancing around. Don't let me see that again. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
You remind me of your damn mama. All these dreams of music. Well, dreams don't come true, son. She ran off and left us. Who knows where she is or what she's doing? Is that what you want for you? Is that what you want to do? You got skills, son. You need to be out there on that court. You tall, you fast, you got skills. Don't waste it with these dreams of music. Now, basketball, that's something you can do. Something you got control over. You need to clean up this room. And after that, I'm going to take you on the court. Show you how to be a man.
Okay.
The hard times that I've seen, the things I've been through, you can't believe the type of life that I've lived. Go inside, so much love to give the world all my joy, but every time my heart left null and void. Inside of me, frustration builds and grows, but I gotta be strong, I can't let you know, let me know.
What's up, nigga?
What's going on?
What's going on? This damn chair still sitting here, man. What's up with that?
Listen, are you gonna help me move?
No, I mean, are you gonna help me through the window? Yeah. What's up? Why you got such a long face?
Yo, my dad can catch you up, but you don't want punch.
Why?
He caught me doing vocal lessons.
Man, it's BS. Look, I get drafted. As you know, I'm gonna get drafted. It's me. And I have the shit. We're gonna take that money. We're gonna get this album made, man. We're gonna do this all for you. And you know he loves you, man. Just let him come around.
I'm going. Somebody knows he loves my dad.
All right, well, I guess you can see. But I mean, think about it like this. I just wish my dad would think about me the way your dad was about you.
I guess.
But since it's nothing, come on, let's go do nothing. Come on.
Listen, I cannot go. I can't. I can't.
So what should you do? Oh, this is cool. You gonna give me a trophy. And I'm gonna get you out of this window and into the party. Come on, let's go. It's Keisha's party. You know they're gonna have good food. You know it's gonna be a lot of hugs. Let's go.
Honestly, I'm holding you accountable.
You want me to do something?
Lonely sadness, depression sings alone while me.
I have to purpose of your life. Listen,
They don't do it.
You gotta let me know, can you roll? Where I go? Do you see? I mean, really see what it's like to be me and what it is that brings me to you and me. What would you do? Let me know what you do. Just make it through. Come on, let me know. You gotta let me know. I see you there. The way you're moving that thing, I can't help but stare. Now let me gather my composure, cause this shit ain't fair. We just got in the club, wasn't thinking about no love, but clearly my heart's over there. Don't walk away, cannot approach you, trying to get closer, just want to know you. Don't walk away, don't walk away. Remove the
Yo, man. Good seeing you, man. Good to see you too. It's been a minute. Yeah, man. I've been missing you in class. Word. Yeah. I mean, I've been missing your voice. Right. Yeah. I mean, but how you been though? Man, you maintain it. You been? My dad is tripping as always. You know, same old dad. Alright, yeah. What you doing later?
Here I am, but clearly my mind's over there. Don't walk away, cannot approach you, trying to get closer, just want to know you. Don't walk away, don't walk away. Screwed your IG again. Said last time was the last time, but I'm back here again. Stupid little dimples that show up when you grin. They always do me in. It's a card and a sin. Gotta get you off my mind. I said I wouldn't go back down this road, but my heart says there's more story to be told. This is a jump I'm waiting to make. A risk I think I'm ready to take. Back to you. I keep running. Back to you. I won't be moved. It took some time to get here, but I know my grooves. I love myself enough, it's on me win or lose. I hope you can be patient if you're down for the waiting, cause I'm not losing myself. You can dance. If you want, you can say you love me, but I won't.
Okay. They have to go to your YouTube channel to see what happened after love. After love. I love it. Because their curiosity is burning in their head, like, well, what's gonna happen? What is the world gonna do? So you've already expressed, let's just reiterate what's the message in just those snippets between dreams, frustration, hope, veil, connection, freedom, ready. And I won't spoil the other ones for them. For themselves.
It's really the connection is your journey to worthiness. You know, those are all things that help us get to that point, I feel like, in life. And I try to intertwine those messages in between, you know, just so people can kind of grasp that we all go through this process. The world, our experiences in the world can make us feel less than worthy, undesirable, unloved, but it's not true. You're worthy of love, you know, and sometimes you have to think about it in dreams. You know, her dream she was following her dream, and sometimes people following their dream might cause you pain, you know. And sometimes, just like I said earlier, if you had to choose between your dream of being a doctor and being with your husband, it's a hard choice to make, but people have to make those choices in life sometimes. And the person that's left on the other end of that is left with the trauma and unresolved issues, because they don't know they don't even understand what's happening, you know. And then, just like the father, he's traumatized, so he goes on to traumatize the son from his life experiences. So now you got this secondhand trauma that you're dealing with, and then you take it into your adult life, and so on and so forth. So we have to break the cycle with hope, with connection, you know, with all of those things to get to the point where we can love ourselves enough to see that we're worthy so we can love others.
The first question that came out when I wanted to know how much of the beginning was a part of your childhood.
So my parents divorced when I was going from second to third grade, and they sent me to Pennsylvania because all of my father's family still lives in Pennsylvania. I was born in Pennsylvania. So they sent me to Pennsylvania for the summer. And so, you know, in the tradition of Black people, well, not all, but some Black people don't talk about things they think kids can't understand.
Right.
But it was like traumatic for me to leave home, and then I come back after the summer is over. We've moved out of our house. I go to a different school. My parents are divorced. And it's just like my whole world is topsy-turvy. And I don't even know why. You know, I don't even understand what's just happened. And so I wanted to kind of, I had a brief time, so I had to kind of make it a little more dramatic. But
yeah,
I think it's still serves. Yeah.
I see the stories that I love it. Because the mama wanted to go live her dream, and daddy was like, and when you was, you know, the new movie Sylvie's Love, have you watched that on Netflix?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Think about when Robert,
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to go be with that band. And Sylvie, when she found out she was pregnant, she did not want to tell him because she wanted to give him the hope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she like, I'm gonna keep this secret no matter what, because I see what he's trying to do. And then the irony came when she did the same thing to him. But in the end,
that was very ironic how you could do the same exact thing, have the same exact thing happen, and not really understand why it's happening, you know. And that's perspective, and that happens, and that's what I wanted to show too. Is like, you know, later on, you know,
right,
the trauma is passed on, and you know, and just not even, you know, so
you're not even living in that space anymore.
No, definitely not. I mean, no. I've done a lot of work in working on healing, a lot of therapy and different things. So, you know, no.
That was going to be my next, almost second to last question. What is your self-care like?
Self-care, like today, there was things that people wanted to do, and I actually I stayed home alone, just to care for myself. I took a bath. My hair was wet, so I kind of, I washed my hair, kind of just relaxed. When I say took a bath, I mean in the bathtub, not. I bathed regularly. Just clear that up.
I had to take me one the other week. I mean, I was like, I had to know my body. It's just too much going on right here.
Yeah, but I just needed some time. I lit some candles, you know, took a hot bath and relaxed, played some relaxing music, just because, you know, even when things are going good, you still need to take that time for yourself, because as you transition into new things, like this is a new season for me, a new year, a new season. So I have a couple of acting projects coming up that I'm going to be working on over the next 2 months. I have a web series I was on is called Web Life. So it's like a reality series that's on Outpour on YouTube that people can check out. You can kind of see behind the scenes of the different things I've been doing and how I kind of balance out my life, as well as some other people who are popular on the web. So it shows all 6 of us and how we kind of interact. But yeah, just making sure I say no sometimes. You have to say no. That's the biggest self-care you can. And I changed because I wanted to wear this sweater. It says "Seek Life."
Seek life.
You know, and on the hood, it has a couple of sayings. I don't know if you can see it, but it talks about anxiety, depression, you know, fear, getting rid of all of those things and seeking life. Because as I talked about before, suicide is a big thing in the LGBTQ African American community. So definitely thinking about just anybody in general. A young lady who is an artist, she came up with these hoodies. She is an inspirational artist. But when I saw them, I took it for what I saw, saw it to be. And I definitely will promote it because I think it's important to seek life and give people hope and let them know there is joy on the other side of pain.
You are an excellent example for all of that. And you answered the last question. What's next for you, and what are some of your goals?
My goal, well, so we're in the process of now. This is a personal goal, and it's very personal. Okay. We're in the process of the surrogacy process. So we have our embryos created. So we are, going to the next step of finding a surrogate. So we will have children. So that's a big thing. Being a father, I think, is the most important thing that I will do in my life. I think guiding another life through this experience is priceless. And for me, not everybody, because it's not everybody's calling, it's not what everybody wants to do. Right. But for me, I just say it's important to me. I've had great examples. I've had people pour into me, and I definitely try to pour into others, but I definitely would look forward.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're going to be an amazing father. Now, you said that, 2 more questions popped in my head. Because, like you said, in the Black community, people don't want to talk about it. Okay. You have surpassed the odds. Okay. Being a part of that community, So one question that popped in my head was like, how did your parents, when you told them about your sexuality? I know some of the people who are watching, they probably was like, Camille didn't even ask him that, but it just popped up because I want to because you are very open and you told me, so you're not afraid of it. Yeah. So that was like curiosity, of course. Like, how did your parents respond? And
so my mom, I told her when I was like 21, and she was supportive. Like she always said, she was like, long as y'all aren't doing drugs or out there in the streets, I can support you. So I love you, and I'm going to support you no matter what. And that was support. So my father, I ended up, I never had a conversation with him about it, which in hindsight, is unfair to him because I never had a conversation, even though people who are straight don't say, hey, I'm straight. Right. So it's this unfair thing where you have to be like, hey, I'm gay, which causes anxiety. And it's like a weight that people have to carry around where they have to like announce this thing about themselves. But anywho, actually last year, my dad called me like 7:30 in the morning. And he was just like, I just want to say to you that I love you. I love you. And there's nothing that you could ever do in your personal life that would make me not love you. And And he was like, and he went on to tell me, he was like, I can tell you the moment you stole my heart when you were 3. And he went on and told me a story, and he was just like, you know, at first I was upset and hurt about you not telling me, but he was like, with time, I've been able to see how heavy of a burden that is for somebody to carry, to have to worry about who's going to turn you away and how people are going to treat you when you already have to worry about the outside world. You shouldn't have to worry about the people who love you that's supposed to be your support system. So that was a blessing. So that's kind of where my parents are.
You are a blessed child.
Amen.
You know, everybody's story is not your story.
Mm-mm.
But hopefully if they watch Worthy, they're gonna see. And they'll be on the other side.
I pray.
Phylle, you're gonna have to come back. We got to talk.
Definitely.
You know, once you know, later on in the year, because some of these projects and things coming on, I want you to come back to Sunday Nights with Sylvia Camille. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I will be here.
I have truly enjoyed all of this time with you. Okay. I really have. And I want to thank you again for being a part of my show, because, you know, this is a journey for me, something new. I'm being pushed to use all of my gifts, and I'm just happy that you accepted to be a part of it. Okay.
Any way I can support you, I am here. I definitely am so proud of you and everything you're doing. And I pray much success for you.
Okay, don't go away. I'm just gonna close out. So you hang tight in the studio, okay?
Okay.
Well, guys, tonight was something else. I know you thoroughly enjoyed Phylle as much as I did. I want you to go like, comment, and share this interview with any artist that you know, and especially our young African-American boys or girls who are part of the LGBT community, because they need to hear somebody who has surpassed all of the naysayers or whatever in his life. He is very successful, and he has a heart and he has a character. So share it. I just want to tell you all, I love you all. Don't forget the word of the week. I can't even remember how to pronounce it. Let's go back and rewind. But we know there's new beginnings, and we're not going to fear anything this week, because remember, we are a child of God. We all are. Whatever you believe in, whatever your faith is, I know what mine is, whatever yours is, you can do it. I love you all so much. Stay tuned. A lot more is coming for Sylvia Camille, and I just want you to be a part of it. Don't forget to comment, share, and encourage all of your loved ones to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And tomorrow, not midnight tonight, my new website is going to drop. So you don't want to miss that either. I love you guys. Same time, same place next week. Smooches. Have a good night. Love you.